ears. Simply put, I had to shut down my commissions because I was hacked by people who do not like me. More specifically, a person who does not like me, which is incredibly rare. I mean, I like fart flowers and happiness, so even the thought, the idea, the general conception that someone alive doesn't absolutely fall on their hands and knees to worship the ground I walk on, well, that's rare as I'm a diamond in the rough. I'm totally kidding. I know I'm unlikable. I'm so unlikable, according to some people, lolcow won't even talk about me anymore, which is actually a good thing. But still, like, I'm so bad that they don't even want to talk. What? It's annoying, and it's stupid, and it's plain old difficult being me, because I make it that way. Because I know 100,000,000% I'm not the easiest person to like. I have steadfast opinions on things, and I refuse to change them.
Oof. Well, welcome to the Creepshow Art Files. This one's a long one. There's a lot to unpack in this video. I recommend you grab a root beer. Chances are at some point somewhere on YouTube you have heard about this situation, and we're going to start from the beginning and talk about what's verifiably proven and how this YouTuber who had over 500,000 subscribers lost almost half of her entire audience in less than a month. I will be addressing a lot of things and questions even towards myself in this video. Before we begin, special thanks to the sponsor of the channel today, Raycon. What you're looking at here is their everyday earbuds, and they are super comfortable. They're stylish, they have amazing bass, they have different ear coupling sizes that will fit into your ear really easy. They have a whole variety of different colors for your liking and your particular style. They even have a 32-hour battery life and a 45-day free return policy. They have a nice little tug fit, they stick in your ears really easy, but the best part of all is that these earbuds are a fraction of the price of the normal premium earbuds that you would buy on the market today. They have seamless Bluetooth that instantly connect to your phone. They have powerful bass, but most of all, you can do your daily activities with these in your ears and they don't fall out easily. If you go to the link down below in the description, buyraycon.com/Repzion, you're gonna get 15% off your order. So if you're looking for something that is affordable and high quality, make sure to click the link down below and try them out for yourselves. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So where exactly do we begin with this whole Creepshow art situation? Well, I think one of the best places to start is by Emily Artful's video that she dropped in the month of June, and this was a bombshell. And it was called Creepshow Art Has Always Been This Way. It's about a 2-hour long video, and there is a lot of information to compact. But when Emily's video dropped, it sent a shockwave through the art community. So YouTube has different communities. They have the makeup community, they have commentary community, they have the art community. YouTube is like categorized, right? So the art community was just like, bang. And I had heard speculation, I had heard rumors that Shannon, Creepshow Art, was not well liked in the art community, but I never really took the time to look into why. Because the reality is that Shannon was friends with a lot of my mutual friends on social media. And I need to address something right off the bat here. There was a lot of people coming at me, which I'm going to also address later near the end of this video, specifically in regards to why I didn't talk about this situation sooner. I was bombarded with thousands of messages, emails, and tweets and comments of people demanding that I talk about this situation because apparently, allegedly, I was very close friends with Shannon. And I need to put that statement to absolute rest because that couldn't be further from the truth. I didn't know hardly anything about Shannon. I was not close to Shannon, and anybody who says that I was is lying to you. They are spreading misinformation. What I can tell you is that I did have a light, keyword light, association with Shannon, but for some reason, because this was such a big thing when this video dropped, anybody who had any association with Shannon in any capacity was being blamed for being complicit in her activities, and this just simply isn't the case for many people that I know personally, and even friends or ex-friends of Shannon now. Choosing not to talk about something right when it happens does not mean that you're complicit in it. And if you are somebody who thinks that way, please don't watch my videos, unsubscribe, get off my channel. I don't want you part of my community or my channel or at all. Because that type of mob thinking is just really dangerous to imply that somebody's complicit because they're not making videos fast enough or they're not talking about it on their channel. When Emily's video was released, hundreds of videos went all up on the same week and even the same month covering the whole Shannon situation. What I can tell you is that I played the video game Among Us with Shannon twice. on a live stream. It wasn't even on my channel, it was on somebody else's channel. I had several private conversations with her on Discord and a couple on Twitter, and I promoted one of her Onision videos in my own content, which as soon as Emily's video dropped, I instantly removed her channel from my description box in that video because I wanted no association, because honestly, it was a cluster. It was a cluster of madness. Everybody's saying all these things that are happening, and she's accused of this, allegedly this, and it's a mind screw, you know? But outside of that, a few conversations privately on Discord, Twitter, in a video I promoted, and Among Us, I was not close to Shannon at all. And there's been this really crazy mob community against Shannon, as there should be, but that mob has been going after other people too, not just me, but other people who had any association with her whatsoever, saying just horrible things to them, implying that they're complicit in her crimes and what she was doing to other people behind the scenes. And it's just really inaccurate and false information to spread. Nobody really knew anything that was going on behind the scenes with Shannon up until Emily dropped her video. But I'll talk more about this later near the end. So Emily's video was a bombshell, right? And one of the biggest hidden coffins of Emily's video was establishing and verifiably confirming the fact that Shannon was on a website, using a website by the name of lolcow. For those of you who don't know, lolcow is a gossip website in which they speculate about creators' lives, celebrities' lives. Almost every single person that I know on the internet, including myself, everybody has some sort of lolcow thread about themselves. But what was revealed in Emily's video is that Shannon, Creepshow Art, had been going behind the scenes and talking mad garbage behind other creators who she was friends with. Which, to me, is just one of the craziest things that anybody can do, is to talk to yourself on a gossip forum about your friends and say horrible things about them and even reveal things about their private lives. That is nobody's business, and it's not the internet's business to know. It's just ultimately horrendously shitty and really makes you question everything about a person, especially if you had a friendship with them. In Emily's video, she establishes that she has a constant stalker, somebody who has been harassing her. It just so happens that it was actually Shannon's husband, boyfriend, and Shannon herself that for years had been harassing, threatening, releasing private information about Emily's life. It is some very, 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 very vitriolic, toxic stuff, and if you want to watch that full video, it is going to be linked down below in the description. But the crazy thing is that when this video dropped, it's how Shannon responded, which ultimately created an even bigger explosion. The response from Shannon is one of the most bizarre, strangest responses I think I've ever seen from a fellow creator on this platform. Definitely not a normal sort of response, and you had friends of Shannon reaching out to her asking, hey, is this stuff that's being said about you true? And her response was just simply to say, don't defend me. Don't defend me. Which kind of is telling. If people are asking you, like, is this stuff true? And your response is to either A, go silent, you're being accused of all these crazy things with evidence, and you just disappear, and you tell a few people behind the scenes, don't defend me. How are people supposed to interpret that? You know, like, that's like, well, I mean, for me, like, if I had somebody making these crazy, crazy accusations about me, and they were a large creator, right? I would say something, obviously. Like, my default isn't to get up and run away and say, don't defend me, and disappear off the internet and just be gone. Most people won't actually do that, because normally you stand and fight for yourself, you know? You speak for, you have a voice, so therefore you're going to defend yourself if you're being falsely accused of something. That is what most normal people would do, but unfortunately in Shannon's case, she's not a normal individual.
And is also one of the many breadcrumbs that she started leaving behind, that she had a quote-unquote stalker named Amy. I think it's funny that she picked the name Amy. I think she deliberately picked a name that was very close to mine, so that if I ever came out with allegations, she could be like, see, I even chose Amy because it sounds like Emily. And of course, she picked all the things that she did to me, so then I couldn't even come out if I wanted to, because then it would seem like I was copying her instead of her copying me.
So what did she say in response to this Emily's video? She posted on her community tab This post is going to because I need to talk about this and let you know what's going on. Earlier today, I got a message saying that I had doxed a relative, that I had been called out for saying certain things about myself and other creators, and more on a hate form. And I was confused because I hadn't done that. I would remember doing that, especially the doxing. That's so firmly against what I stand for, and I don't believe in doing that, even someone I loathe. However, after being sent screenshots of what I allegedly said about me, myself, and my friends, and most importantly my relative, I realized what had happened. A couple years back, I made a video on how I had been stalked for over 8 years by a woman called Amy. That's not her real name because I was protecting her identity. I talked in detail about the situation, how it affected me, and how it had to do with my situation to keep myself safe, but I also discussed how Amy and the kind of reconciled at the end, and it came to an understanding. She even liked the video and supported me making it. We kept in contact over the past few years, and I kept in good amount of distance between us, never letting her close to hurt me again. Apparently, I'm really shitty at that. Obviously, I was wrong, because she had gone back and doing what she had always done, which is to try to hurt me and try to turn people in my life against me and salivate at the idea of losing everything. She had done this for years, even when I didn't have anything, to the point of where even when I was dating my husband, she sent him text messages telling him I was a horrible person and he should leave me. She made fake Facebook accounts and tell people what a terrible person I was, and she spent 8 years screwing with me nonstop to the point where I wanted to end it. I had a sneaking suspicion that it had been going back to this earlier this year when I started receiving more and more images of self-oof and abuse in my inbox because of one of the biggest things that she would do to me. I didn't want to believe it though because I am a polarizing creator and some of the things on the internet, some people on the internet don't have boundaries. It's just I had to shut my Instagram down, and low-key why I had to shut down Twitter. I stated publicly behind the scenes that the amount of harassment I've received has gone down by 100% when I deleted Twitter, and now I know why, because of Amy. She was harassing me in high school. I would get so many images of self-oof and self-oof, and it would cause me to shut down emotionally, and I had confided in her back when we were friends, and that was one of the biggest sore spots. Seeing something like this was just a #1 way to hurt me online, so when it started happening to in excess again, I started to think that maybe it was her, maybe she had gone back to the way of being, but I didn't want to think that it was because she had been so good last time we talked. The last time we emailed had been lovely with her, catching up on my life and doing the same back. I didn't know that she was going to use everything to try to paint me as something I'm not. I didn't think I needed to use a VPN so she wouldn't get my IP address. She had shown me pictures of her daughter and had been supportive of my channel, and I thought we were cool, but I was wrong. Because she had been posting certain sites, posing as me, spoofing my IP, doxing my family members, writing things about myself and friends and family, sending death threats from other accounts, making false accusations to spam my comment section, spamming the comment sections of my friends, saying hateful things about me in order to get them to drop me. That's not it, of course, but the amount of time and energy she has put into this is well beyond what I thought was capable, as far as I can tell, she's been doing. That is not to say I haven't messed up or been rightfully criticized, mind you. I'm not blaming her for being critical of me. I don't know how she did it, I don't know why she did it, but the moment my relative was brought up out of the blue, I knew it was her. She was literally always been obsessed with my relatives to the point of constantly bringing up in our conversations, asking me about them, and using them to hurt me in high school. So I'm sending out a cease and desist, and if it comes to it, I will be filing a full restraining order. I don't want to have to do that because she has a daughter, and this will go on her record, which I'll keep her from getting a job and providing for that child, and I will keep going in circles in my head, blah, 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 blah. But I also don't want this to continue. I just want it to be done. All I ever wanted for us to be done, and I'm getting to the point where I have to protect myself and my family. I just wanted to update you guys, because there's a narrative floating around now that I've said terrible things about myself and doxed a relative of mine online, and it's just not true. All I can say, it's not true. I completely understand if no one believes me. I understand if I lose friends over this, but the fact that it's been over 10 years and this is exhausting, the fact that I have 2 years ago made a video about the exact same thing happening of the person doing this to me, going through these extremes, hopefully says a lot. There's been a lot going on for nearly half my life, and I'm tired of it. I'm going to be keeping up the rest of my life offline where it belongs, so if you have any questions, I'm sorry I'm not answering them, but I wanted to address it. Again, I talked about this 2 years ago, only to have her go around and do this again. I'm learning every day how much she dedicated to harassing me, and it goes deeper than I ever thought. Very soon after this, she changed her YouTube banner to this weird photo looking like she got hacked. She changed her profile picture to a young picture of her as a kid. Apparently her YouTube channel, conveniently got hacked, and this person is going out IP spoofing her. Now, here's the thing. The website lolcow is a gossip site, but the admins and the moderators on that site have a reputation for exposing people who do what's called self-posting, which is essentially you go on that gossip site and you post as, like, let's say I go to that website and I'm posting as me anonymously, and then I'm like having conversations with myself saying like, you should go check out my new video that I just made, or so. I basically link my own content in a thread, and it's me but I'm pretending not to be me. Really insanely petty, crazy, stupid shit, right? But what we found out is, and I'm not going to explain this in full detail, but this is how the site works. You basically post on this anonymous website, and you gossip about other creators and things like that, and it keeps a log of your cookies. Like, your cookies are pretty much all interchangeable in the sense that they're attached to your web browser and things like that. These things can all be seen by the site administrators, but furthermore, they can see your IP if you're using a VPN. Using a VPN on sites like that doesn't actually protect you because your cookies and your browser data, and most of all, what people always forget is that, like, your phone, for example. Let's say I'm going on a gossip site like LolCow and I'm posting as me but pretending that I'm not me. My phone has a specific ID with my device. Everything does. Your PlayStation, your desktop, if your phone, whatever it is, they have identifiers, right? You can see what device you're actually posting on, and it just so happened that LolCow pointed out that a bunch of these threads and comments that we're going to go through was actually Shannon herself. Creepshow Art was pretending to talk to herself and insult herself, and then talked behind the scenes and said horrible things about her friends. Which, don't ask me to explain this. I don't know why you would do this, but it included Edwin's Generation. It included Ready to Glare, also known as Julia. It included Loie Lane. Included Ashley. It's wild. Like, it makes me sit. This is the thing that just freaks me out, right? Because I had, again, a light association with Shannon. I was not close to her at all. But it kind of scares me. It scares me because I did one thing Shannon was really good at getting people to open up to her. And she did get me to open up to her a little bit about some of the stuff that I was struggling in my real life and private life. There has been speculation online that the reason I didn't make a video on Shannon instantly was because Shannon had stuff on me or had things over my head. Let me assure you, she does not. If Shannon ever went public with my Discord messages or a few things that I spoke to her privately about, it would make her look absolutely horrible. There's no way she could publish information about me without her looking like an absolute scumbag, because it's private information in my real life, that things I was going through, that she got me to open up on. That's it. And it does make me question, it's like, well, if certain information ever goes public, I'm going to know exactly where it came from. It will have to come from her because not very many people know about my real life situations and things I've been struggling with personally. But, kudos to you, Shannon, for able to get people to open up to you so personally, all the while you're going on sites trash-talking people who were your friends. I will never understand what would possess somebody to do something so malicious and vile, especially the fact that you even have met some of these people IRL and were real-life friends with them. It's just really scary, and it makes me have even more severe trust issues on the internet than I already do and in real life. So when Shannon made this community post saying there's this girl named Amy and that she's hacked and blah, 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 people like Ready to Glare and quite a few other creators all stepped in. They're like, we believe you, because, they're friends. And you have to understand from a friend perspective. If you're friends with somebody, right, and you're close to them and you trust them, and you've had really private and they've opened up to you, and then you hear in a video from somebody that they're actually talking shit behind the scenes about you and saying really horrible things, nobody wants to believe that. Nobody wants to believe that a friendship, that somebody who you trust and you've confided into would do something like that. So it's not only hurtful to the people involved, but it's kind of like a shock. It's kind of like a shock trauma response. If you're just like, what? There's no way somebody can do that, right? I've trusted this person. To anybody on the internet, you have to let people grieve the loss of a friendship, especially if they were really close. But, the mob mentality is you have to make a video right now and then, or if you don't, you're complicit. That's just how the internet works. Unfortunately, it's really dumb, and I wish less mob mentality was prevalent, but unfortunately it's just part of internet culture, I guess. But regardless, Shannon was originally believed, but people who stood out and said, we believe you, Shannon, they all revoked that because it found out through the whole LolCow administrators that it was actually Shannon. It's verifiable based upon the cookies and the IPs and the IDs associated with your mobile computer and your phone and stuff like that. And it's shocking, to say the least. It's hurtful, and to anybody who was involved in that situation, I am so sorry that you experienced that. And to Emily specifically, I'm so sorry that you experienced this for so long, and I appreciate you coming forward and putting this girl on blast for what she was doing behind the scenes, because if you hadn't done this, I don't think anybody would have known the severity of what was going on. But let's actually dive into what she had to say on LolCow. No, I just kind of got bored of LolCow, and to be honest, I don't really check it anymore. I don't think she links herself. I'm a smaller art YouTuber, and her exact words as she got bored of LolCow was 4 days ago. She's really spastic, so I think she has a short attention span or something that's actually wrong with her. She's rude. I don't care if she knows I'm on here. Oh my god, are you trying to get her to make a video on you? Fucking retard. Like I said, she's spastic. She can't even stay on topic for more than a minute, and she's constantly fucking around. It's annoying. She does love drama, though. She likes to think it's funny when people fuck up, and she loses interest in like 10 minutes. She's actually a disaster. I don't know how she's successful, because she shits out in 2 hours and barely edits them. I hope she does make a video, because I have screenshots of her shit behavior in our DMs. I asked her to collab, and she gave me bullshit answers, saying she doesn't want to collab with people whose content she doesn't watch, and she said she would look into me. Then when I said I would watch the content, she went on a tangent about how she doesn't have the time and she was rude. She has 60,000 followers because she's a moron who got lucky on 2 uploads. I hope she literally falls off. It sounds like you were a brat and tried to get her to collab with you when she said she got pissed. And actually collaborating with people she knows and trusts makes a lot more sense to me than any creator that pops up in her DMs. If you have more damning DMs, I say drop it, so you don't look like such a tool. You were vague. They literally told you that they were being vague and you responded like a Chad. Wait, okay, so you showed up in her DMs, asked to be in a video of her, she said no, and you're exposing her for saying no to you? This is absolutely pathetic. Who has the time to do stuff like this? Apparently she does. Like, I can't even wrap my mind about, like, you're having conversations with yourself in an exchange like this is one of the most pathetic, most insecure forms of like pride and relevancy seeking out that you can have. It's causing me crippling goddamn depression just reading this, honest to God. The link down below, there is citations for this. There's a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of threads where she talks to herself. I'm not gonna link everything because it's just, we'll be here till next week for that matter. But I do want to cover the things that she said about her friends on LolCow, because it's really just horrible and distasteful and just disgusting. As somebody can be real life friends with somebody, go behind their back and say things like this. It's just completely, it's not okay. It's malicious, it's vile, and you're a terrible person, and you're not gonna convince me otherwise of that. And there's no goddamn way on goddamn earth that disappearing on the internet like you have and just disappearing and not addressing anything, that says your actions speak louder than words in this instance. You don't even have to say anything, Shannon, because no normal person responds the way that they do by running away like a coward. You've ran away from a situation, and you've let all your friends and people who you were friends with have to essentially just deal with the outcome of your shittiness, which makes it even shittier. You know, to quote Trailer Park Boys, you know, you're part of a shit stick. Just endlessly like this, you know, it just keeps on going. You can't actually get a grip because your hand's so full with shit. Another thing, Shannon, is that you deleted quite a few different videos, which I happen to have all archived and saved, by the way, because I was curious to watch them. And after watching them, I can say that there is definitely a lot of not only contradiction, but things just don't line up with your statements that you've said publicly about Amy and ex-boyfriends and stuff, because it's just so weird that these videos immediately disappeared right after Emily's video was posted. Mainly because you knew that if these videos were, you know, backlogged or, you know, saved, that they would directly contradict other statements that you've made because they're lies. What is and isn't a lie, I don't really know. It's really difficult to figure out because apparently she's been lying a lot, which, you know, goes back to my Among Us game, because when I played Among Us with her in a live stream, she told me that I was one of the worst liars that she has ever come across. Because for those of you who don't know, in Among Us, you're supposed to, you know, lie to your friends and get them to blame other people for a crime they didn't commit. Now that I think back at that in retrospect, I'm like, wow, you know what? I guess it really takes one to know one. You said I was a terrible liar, which I am. I am a very, very bad liar. But now it just makes a lot more sense now that she was so good at that game. I'm getting sidetracked. So D'Angelo, oh, he's worse than Creepshow. At least she had the ability to grow and do something completely different than what she started with. He's doing the same thing on repeat, acting like he's doing something big, and now admits to creeping on lolcow. She is to, quote, women are predators to guys, as Blair White is to, quote, these trans people are weird. I have a close friend who does YouTube, has less subs than Shannon, and makes $20,000 a month. Shannon is at least earning that much. She said she moved a couple months ago and hadn't complained about neighbors or anything for a while. I'm pretty sure she's living in a nice place currently because she hasn't pity posted about it. She says she doesn't rely on YouTube, but I think she makes a considerable amount on it. I've talked to a YouTuber her size and they make at least $20,000 a month. That mixed her with her real life job, she's probably just pretending to be poor. Loey Lane, who had 2 million YouTube subs, Tom Harlick, who has 900,000 YouTube subs, and Jake Once, who had like 90,000 subs, have all tweeted and commented about Lily Jean because of Shannon. My guess is Shannon is going to get her friends involved. Like, how goddamn conceited are you? Shannon's gonna get her friends involved? The only reason they're talking about this one person is because of me. You see, it's because of me. I'm the real reason other people are talking about and making videos about this person. Like, so Sky Kuno uses those filters that beauty YouTubers use in order to appear younger and more attractive? That's so weird. He literally has the most fucked up skin I've ever seen on an Asian man. The fact that the difference is that bad is insane. Shannon, that is absolutely rich coming from you, considering this is a video of you.
So you sweet little doodles are aware. I also don't know what's going on with my YouTube channel, so you're not alone. Didn't change the profile picture, but apparently it appears as nothing, and so does the banner. So, I don't know.
You're putting somebody down anonymously for their skin. All the while, you're using these heavy Snapchat filters for videos. It's like, really? Really, Shannon? Come on. That is just so... Ugh. The insecurity is just reeking from this. It's honestly, it's flabbergasting. D'Angelo is that guy that everybody pretends to like, but nobody really does. He tried to get in tight with a lot of them, and because he talked about drama and made Holly look like a tool, they befriend him for safety. I think Holly sucks, but before a HUD video came out, no one in the community said shit, and then she decided to rebrand and delete, and this is pretty much at zero still. They're all scared. There's something genuinely funny about a girl getting his avatar tattooed under her bobs. She'd be unscrewable at that point. This was actually in reference to a fan of Corpse who got a tattoo under her, bobs. What makes it even worse is that Shannon has an absolute disdain for her sister, and when her sister was in the hospital, was self-posting again on lolcow about things, and even doxed and released personal information of her sister who was in the ICU at the time. Again, more lolcow posts. There's tons of them, but since 2018, she was constantly talking to herself and giving out information on other people and lives and just overall crazy behavior. If you want to see more of these things, I have sources linked down below. You can click and you can read them for yourself. I'm not going to cover all this. But what's even more crazy is, so remember how I said she disappeared off the internet? Just completely, boom, gone, right? Well, she actually reactivated her Instagram. To argue and fight briefly before deactivating yet again with another YouTuber by the name of Tipster, and this was their exchange. I don't know if you're reading messages here, and yes, I have been publicly critical of you and stand by what I said, but I'm still here if you need to talk. You want me to talk to you after you commented on my husband's channel because of a provably false R accusation? Really? You thought that was smart? Okay, I see how this is gonna go. Goodbye, Shannon. Have a nice life. Oh my god, really? You fall that easily? You're generally weaker-willed than I thought. Boo-hoo. Shannon didn't immediately talk to me the way that I wanted to, despite going after her husband publicly over claims that aren't true and are so easily proven fake. Cry more. Literally. Like the time you cried on stream because I donated money to you, and you literally said if I was in drama, you'd respect me because I would tell you to stay out of it? So dumb. Whatever. You didn't even have the balls to ask questions. Girl, you are mental. Get help. You lied to all your friends and expect me to sympathize with you? Then you went to Gabby Hanna to try and destroy another friend of yours? You're sick. good riddance. Imagine using a donation that you gave somebody out of the kindness of your heart because you're so kind, Shannon, and then rubbing it into the face of somebody for crying because they were grateful for your contribution. So you made somebody feel happy. They cried because you gave them money, and then you use that against them. Tipster's right. You're crazy. Ashley tweets out, it's the fact that Shannon tried saying that Tipster didn't have the balls to ask her any questions personally while she ignored every question myself and others asked about her lies before she ran away and hid like a coward. Now she's taking cheap shots to feel better about herself? Ashley is absolutely right here. People like Ashley and everybody who she was friends with reached out and asked her for elaboration, to clarify, to make a statement or something because they were ready to defend her. But she didn't. She ran away. She wouldn't answer any questions. I'm not going to answer anything. I'm just going to disappear off the internet. It's all false. It's all lies. Blah, 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 blah. Seriously, why hasn't there been any sort of response from you to prove something that's so easily faked in your own words? Because there's a pattern behavior. Your husband or boyfriend, I don't know, you guys are a duo team in crime. So what actually inspired Creepshow to reactivate her Instagram for those 5 minutes and then yell at Tipster was this comment right here, which is Tipster asking on Anthony's YouTube channel, why did you delete all your videos and rename the channel, ? So yeah, that's pretty sus to have Anthony's channel completely like delete everything and just kind of like disappear the same way that Shannon did. And Tipster asks a very valid question, and this question upset Shannon, therefore she reactivated and screeched and then deactivated again. Wonderful person you have there. Running away from problems or fuck-ups that you make never solves anything. You, Shannon, will never solve a problem if you run away from it. If you are innocent, if you can disprove claims, do it. So after Emily's original video, Ready to Glare made her own video, which is linked down below, covering and giving her side of the situation. Very good video, highly recommend you click it, watch it, just so you can have more context to what this situation is. And as of last week, Emily Artful made a secondary video going in and showing full-on text messages and conversations, which further solidifies that Shannon and Anthony are two peas in a pod working together behind the scenes who are very similar. That's the best way I can phrase it. And next up, we have the voice memos. Yes, there are voice memos from Creepshow. And now you know why I like to sit and wait when making videos, because had I made a video originally when I was on vacation, because when I was on vacation, this is when this stuff happened. I was actually in Florida on a plane. I wasn't even home to film, even if I had wanted to. Now, something that I had no idea about is that apparently Shannon was also friends with Gabby Hanna very, very shortly. And what you're about to hear and see is voice memos from a ex-friend of Creepshow who released these, of Shannon talking about Gabby Hanna. And boy, is this rich for a lot of different reasons, as you will see here. But like Creepshow and like Gabby kind of being friends says everything to me. Like, I'm not gonna dictate who can be friends with who, but like legitimately, I didn't even know that Creepshow was like defending Gabby at any point.
Sitting on hours and hours and hours of content. And when she approached me, like last month, because she's had my number for at least like 6 months, I would say for like a couple weeks. I thought we were like actually friends, but she was, you know, using me, which is fine. I don't know why I expected more of her, but essentially she reached out and she was just like, I'm making all these videos. I am going to be like doing like one and dones for every person who's kind of like fucked me over, because she was getting mad at me and mad at Ready to Glare and like everyone, because we hadn't made videos like defending her, but also she wasn't willing to like say it publicly. And so she gave me and Julia shit for not making videos on like the things she was telling us privately. And then she like went off on me again, and she was just like, this is after like she had threatened me, but like she went off on me and she was like, that doesn't make sense, you're just a coward, da da da. And I was just like, I literally stopped responding at that point, because what am I going to do? So that happened, and then like a couple weeks later she reached out and was just like, I'm making all these videos, all this stuff. And I was like, okay, go ahead, like go off, girl boss, do whatever you want. And she sent me 3 of them. I have seen the one on Trisha Paytas, which is good. She didn't send me the one on David Dobrik, now that I think about it. I forget the other two. I have seen, I think, 3 out of the, like, 10. She says she has, like, 10 or 20. And they're, like, all hours long. And they're all fucking manic as shit, dude. She does have a point with certain people, like Dustin Daly, who double-backed on her because he, like, it became popular to not like her. And so he said a bunch of shit. And him and his fiance fucking suck. I hate them. They're terrible people. Literally drugged people. But that's something I'm not allowed to talk about.
Whoa, hold up for a moment. That is one crazy accusation to make towards somebody. You just said that Dustin Daly and Nick both, quote unquote, they drug people. You're like, did you know behind the scenes? Do you know behind the scenes they drug people? Yeah, that's called slander, especially if you don't have proof of that. And that's a massive accusation to make towards anybody. You know, it's actually interesting that you were kind of friends with Gabby because, you know, Gabby Hanna made a huge false claim about Jen Dent, about how Jen was sexually abusing a child, which turned out to be absolutely bogus and a made-up rumor. And now here you are saying something kind of similar about 2 other T-channel YouTuber, drama YouTubers, saying that they're a couple who go out and drug people. That's a severely gigantic accusation to make towards anybody that can have severe actual career consequences and is classified under slander by law. Secondly, if you have evidence of something like that you know for sure, then why wouldn't you have a problem talking about that publicly, honestly? But here's the reality of the situation. Do I believe that? No, I don't. Because this is Shannon, and Shannon has already proved to be a chronic liar on almost every aspect of things that she's tried to say. And Shannon strikes me as the typical high schooler who, if she doesn't like somebody, she's gonna be a mean girl and she's gonna say something, the worst possible thing that you can say about a couple is that they go around and drug people without any evidence, just to spread gossip and just to spread rumor. Let me tell you a fact about YouTube, okay? I don't like 99.9% of people. I don't trust 99.9% of people on this site. And if there's one thing that I can be a testimony of, is this place is like high school. If you have someone who you don't like, as Shannon has admitted here, and then you say something that is false about that person, with the intent to spread it behind the scenes, and that then gets heard by other people who don't like somebody else, then they just constantly repeat something that isn't true, and then that rumor or gossip makes waves behind the scenes about somebody that, again, isn't true, and that is really, really damaging, okay? That is horrific to say about anybody without proof. False accusations do exist. People will say anything if they don't like somebody, and that's what scares me the most about YouTube, is that if you pander to a particular group of said people who hate someone else, those people will pick up on that and they will believe it regardless of whether there's any truth to it. And that's one of the scariest things about the internet, is how easy people believe things without evidence, without proof, in regards to insane, extreme accusations.
She's dealt with a lot and she genuinely thinks this of herself. So she reached out to, like, me, and I know Julia, not out of, like, make content for me originally. She wasn't saying that to us. It later kind of turned into that because she asked Julia to take down her videos on her, and Julia had to, like, send her a really long message about, like, why that was inappropriate of her to ask and why she wouldn't be doing that. But, it's a whole kerfuffle. God, the whole thing with, like, Gabby is that she doesn't have any online friends. And she doesn't have any online friends because she has trust issues about having online friends. And whereas I was like, oh, we're friends, her actions towards me, like, my issue with Gabby is she is not good at being manipulative at all. Like,
you know, this statement really makes you think. Shannon just said that Gabby Hanna is not good at being manipulative.
She tries to manipulate people, but she's really, really bad at it, and she's really, really obvious, which is why when it's like she's doing something, I'm just like, dude, that's so stupid. Like, I had to explain what optics were to her. Homegirl or at least she had a publicist months ago. She told me she had one, but, like,
even still, she doesn't understand, like, how do I say this? Gabby is the type of person who comes to you when their mind is made up about something, and they just want to be supported. But I'm also like, I don't think she's well, genuinely. And a lot of her friends are online.
So that's where we are, folks, with the whole Creepshow situation. But I'm not done yet, because we're also going to be responding to a video that was made about me in regards to Creepshow art and why I didn't make a video when this happened. If you're not interested in this part of the video, that's fine. Here's the reality. If you're gonna put a video out on the internet and you're gonna spread false information, especially about me, not even taking a few moments of research to know what the hell you're talking about, I'm allowed to respond to that accordingly, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here.
Repzion actually kind of knows Shannon a little bit more than the rest of us do, and because of this, people were saying, Repzion, please talk about this. You are a large content creator who knows this girl. Will you please say something about it? Make a video about it, because the rest of us aren't as credible because we don't actually know her. Can you please speak on the subject? He naturally said, absolutely. I will definitely speak on that. That is such an important thing that, honestly, because it matters so much to y'all and it is such a weighted topic, I'm going to do my research and I'm going to listen to Emily's story and look into Shannon, and I am going to speak on this to clear some things up. That's what he did, right? Right? No. Repzion made a tweet that is now deleted saying that Emily's claims were far too, I'm honestly forgetting the word, but really it's circumstantial or like skeptical or something like that. It's along that line, but I can't remember the exact word. But essentially he was saying it's not enough proof for him to form an opinion about any of those claims at all.
Hi there, Miss Brown. I just would like to start off by saying that you are very, very, very disingenuous here. And you're spreading false information, which I don't really appreciate, just to push a short little narrative that you're trying to spin here. In fact, my tweet that you're referencing is not deleted. I don't know why you would claim that I deleted something that is still on my social media as of right now. In fact, this is what I said. I mentioned that I didn't finish it, because I didn't, because I was on a plane on Wi-Fi, and I said there was a lot of speculation, which is true. In fact, in Emily's video, she even says that there is evidence that is circumstantial, and she says that there is things that she says in the video that is considered hearsay. Don't believe me? Emily's own words.
So unfortunately, yes, some of this is hearsay, but I also have a shit ton of proof that Andrew and Shannon are behind this, because it's really hard to prove that Shannon and Andrew ran all those sock puppet accounts because there was so many of them. And I fully acknowledge that probably not all of those comments were coming from Andrew and Shannon.
So leave it to people like you, Miss Brown, to take what I said, that there is speculation, which there was in the video, and try to blow it out of proportion to claim that I don't believe anything that Emily said. This is just completely not true. And trying to mislead people into thinking something like this is just really, really, in my opinion, a kind of scummy thing to do. And what's even more frustrating is that for the rest of this whole video that you make, you conveniently leave out the fact that I was on vacation when this happened, which is why I get a kind of aggressive and kind of dickish, because I'm trying to enjoy vacation and my mentions are blowing up in the hundreds of people tagging me saying that I need to talk about this right now. If I'm not talking about this, I'm therefore complicit, and somehow I'm siding with Shannon, or I've defended Shannon in some way. This is just like, this is one of the many tweets that I received, and I've seen people say that somewhere I attacked Emily. No place have I attacked her at anywhere. It's no place to be found, because that didn't happen. People were upset by my response because I said I don't know. I legitimately don't know what is or isn't true, and I'm gonna wait before I make a video on it. I don't think that's an unfair assessment to say that I don't know and that I'm going to wait for more information. Just because I don't word things or communicate in a way that you find approvable or nice doesn't make what I have to say any less valuable. I have a way that I deal with my videos. I like to wait things out, wait for things to pan out before I present them to the public. And in fact, if I had made a video while I was on vacation, I wouldn't have even had all the information because a bunch more information has come out in regards to Creepshow and Shannon. So me sitting like I have for the last 2 months and waiting for things to pan out as more information comes out that has solidified evidence and backed things up, that's the way I operate on this channel. That's the way I've always operated on this channel. I've built credibility in that way specifically because I don't like to cover things that are based upon hearsay or speculation. If you can't respect that, or if any audience member can't respect that I like to wait things out before I have all the information, then please hit the unsubscribe button. Don't watch me. I will never make my content according to that way.
Apparently after this, Repzion went on his Twitch account, which I haven't seen this live stream. I don't have a Twitch. I don't watch Twitch. None of the YouTubers that I'm really that interested in have a Twitch. So I haven't seen this video. And he went on live stream. He ended up talking about the Shannon situation for about 30 minutes apparently. However, Twitch is not his main platform, and it makes sense why people on his main platform would want him to talk about it on his main platform instead of just talking about it in a live stream for 30 minutes on Twitch. Which once again, I'll say I have no problem if he had not wanted to make the video or talk about it. If he had simply said, I'm skeptical of this because I know this person, I don't want to be biased, and while these allegations are horrible and if they're true, I'm sorry for Emily, I'm sorry that that happened to you, I don't feel comfortable talking about this. He could have said that, but he didn't say that.
He didn't say it the way that I think he should have said things. Well, no shit, I didn't. I'm on vacation, and I'm trying to have my vacation, and I'm being bombarded with hundreds of messages. You don't think that's going to irritate me a bit? You don't think it's frustrating when people are saying that you're complicit with somebody because you're not talking about them because you had a light association with them? You don't think that would frustrate somebody? And the moment I got home from vacation, I did my normal Twitch streams, and I mentioned and I talked about this, the whole situation for about 30 minutes straight on my Twitch, and I condemned Creepshow Art. Because at that point, I had seen Emily's full video. I, as a content creator, whether that be on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, I'm not obligated to make a video on any subject, ever.
What really gets to me is that Repzion, one of the things he says he hates so much is when people are entitled. Which, yeah, makes sense. Entitled people make me mad too. And he's saying that his fans are the ones who are acting like they're entitled because they want him to make this video. However, frankly, your YouTube career, which he does make money off of, he owes to his fans.
Oof, Miss Brown. I'm gonna try to be really nice with how I say this. I don't owe fans or viewers of mine anything. You know what happens when creators feel like they owe their fans things? They get burnt out. Their mental health suffers. They don't want to do YouTube. I make videos because I enjoy it. I make videos because it's something that I have a passion for it. I talk about subjects that I want to talk about. And the fact that you are sitting here telling me that I owe it to my fans to make a video on this subject shows that you have a very large disconnect on being a YouTuber, especially when you have thousands upon thousands of people who watch you, and you get thousands of comments per video. I don't live for my subscribers. I don't live for fans of mine. And I think it just really displays your disconnect with this statement that you think that I owe my fans videos that they tell me that I need to make. Having grown up in the church and being told that I have to think a certain way and I have to act a certain way and that I need to do this, this, and this, and this, I came out of an environment of that's my whole life. So if you think for a moment that I will ever let people dictate how I make videos, when I make videos, who I make videos about, you're very, very mistaken. And if that causes me to lose subscribers, then so be it. But I gotta do what's best for me and what's healthy for me. And that starts by me not giving in to people's demands and let them dictate what I do.
Subscribers aren't entitled to your private personal life, but if they are begging you to cover a situation that is so horrible that you are a little bit involved in because you knew that person, I feel like they deserve a response, if nothing else, to say, I'm not comfortable talking about this.
Miss Brown, what involvement did I have with Shannon? We've already established that I was not close to her outside of a very few exchanges promoting an Onision video and playing Among Us with her. Secondly, if people are begging me, I'm therefore obligated? No. Let me explain something. I have subscribers, viewers, fans get angry at me that I have stopped making Onision content. I've really just kind of pulled back. I have no interest in really talking about him, making content. And I have people angry all of the time, saying, why aren't you making videos on Onision? That's why I subscribe to your channel, Daniel. That's the reason I'm subbed to you, is because I want to see more Onision content. Or I want to see this content. I want to see this or this or this. Furthermore, over a week and a half ago, I covered the Chris Chan situation. That video, Miss Brown, was not easy for me to make. Talking about an elder being sexually abused by their own kid. Do you think that's fun for me to talk about? Do you think that I want to make a video every time SA allegations or somebody who is hurt or harmed? Do you think I want to talk about that? Because let me tell you something. I get emails and video requests 7 days a week, every single day. People saying, please talk about this. Please talk about this. I can't talk about super heavy subjects all the time. I don't want to talk about super heavy subjects all the time. It's not healthy for me to constantly talk about every time somebody's abused or somebody's allegations or even a friend group of mine being hurt by somebody like Shannon. Shannon hurt a lot of people who I'm semi-friends with on the internet. And while I was not super close to her, it's not easy to talk about other people's pain like that. It's not fun. I'm not bullshitting with you, anybody who's watching this video. It's not fun to talk about these things all the time. What people don't understand is that talking about the same sort of subjects, these heavy subjects, takes effect on people's mental health. And I'm so tired of people like you, Miss Brown, or even other entitled subscribers or viewers or whatever, trying to make it out that, like, this is my duty. It's my duty, it's my job to cover whatever the goddamn motherfucking thing they want me to cover. Please unsubscribe, leave my channel. I don't want you part of my community at all. I do not pander, I never will pander, and that's the way the ball rolls here on this channel. And if you can't accept that, cool. You're free to leave, you're free to block me.
Right. I should talk about it. Of course not. No, why would he say that? Because that would make too much sense. No. Instead, he replied to this person saying there is plenty of videos already covering it, already that have a lot of views. Being Whitney, demanding what I need to cover, despite good videos already out there on the subject. Are we not going to talk about the fact that the only people that I've seen covering this are small creators? Maybe they're great videos, but they are not seen nearly as much as large creators. And if he was going to cover that, the least he could do is credit these small creators and say they have great videos, go look at them.
But you know what? Even saying that there are great videos on the subject, that's still not enough for people like yourself. And it just goes to show the hive mind of entitlement that comes with video creation. That even if you're promoting and even if you're liking and even if you're sharing videos against somebody, but unless I make a video, it's still not good enough. Fuck it. Still not good enough. Still not good enough. People like this demotivate me to make content. I'm being real. It demotivates me. It makes me not want to make videos on subjects when people act this way.
He decided that talking about Trisha Paytas was more important than talking about his affiliations with someone who is allegedly a criminal who has distributed child pornography, which apparently he is super against, as he said in past videos.
Miss Brown, it's almost like pre-recorded videos is a thing on YouTube, which, by the way, it is. And a lot of my videos are in fact pre-recorded.
And then of course Repzion said, I have an order process on how serious vids are made. Do you know how many messages I get every day from thousands of people asking me to talk about so-and-so? Do you work 2 jobs while doing YouTube? No. Twitch is free. If you're too lazy to watch, not my problem. Here's the thing, I completely understand that he probably gets tons and tons of requests on videos to talk about every day because he is a huge YouTuber. However, this is something that hits close to home to him because he knows this girl, and he allegedly in past videos where he's talked about other people doesn't think that stalking is good, or child pornography is good, or revenge porn is good, or anything like that, or trash-talking your friends on Lookout. However, he went out of his way to say, no, I have other videos that are more important because that's how I make serious videos. I have a vetting process and there are other things apparently that are more important. That's what that implies. However, on top of this, him saying, do you work 2 jobs while doing YouTube? Do you know how many messages I get? A lot of people do.
The disconnect. You really don't know what it's like to have over 500,000 followers on your YouTube channel. And I'm not saying this as a flex, because it's not. The amount of pressure that I receive, the amount of topics that I receive on a day-to-day basis in my actual inbox is so overwhelming that even right now in my inbox, I have over 5,600 unread emails. 5,600. I am one person.
I don't understand. Like, I know he has multiple jobs and he must get a lot of requests. However, he has a team of people to help him with those. Because he's a big YouTuber.
What is up with you spreading misinformation? Man, you are really, I gotta give you credit where credit is due. You're really good at it. I don't have a team of people. Who's this team? That, I'm one person. I don't pay an editor like Creepshow did. And she didn't even show her face, mind you. She didn't even do her own editing. I don't have an editor. I don't have somebody who I pay to research anything. I make all of my own content. I am a solo in everything. Although I do have a thumbnail maker every once in a while. But to my core, it's all me. I am one person. This is so it's actually frustrating. I didn't watch this video. Mind you, this is a live response. I'm actually watching this video right on the side here, and I'm just responding live as it's happening. I honestly just can't deal with the disconnect here of how little you understand the process of what goes into making content on YouTube, but how much you think that, like, I have a team of people all working for me. Does my cat count as a teammate? Because I assure you, he doesn't do much for me. I don't have anybody who helps me with anything. And that's my response, Ms. Brown. I really hope that you reconsider how you view content creators, much less people's obligations to make content on subjects, because the standard that you have for creators is really, really unrealistic. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna really say on this. Ms. Brown, I really hope that you approach content creation and you approach people a little bit differently next time. I'm still to this day getting comments like this, which are just completely, absolutely not true. And then somebody reached out to me a while back and they said, like, I keep hearing this, Daniel. I keep hearing that you're defending Shannon, and there's no place where I've done such. I don't know what is up with this mob mentality of people spreading information that just isn't true, but it's not. All my stuff's public. I 99.9% of the time do not delete things. I don't try to hide from things. And I hope from this short little exchange, Ms. Brown, that you can learn something, that not everybody on social media is designed to cater to how you think they should respond or act. I'm my own person, and I have a policy that if you're a dick to me, I'm going to be a dick to you. If you're rude to me, I'm going to be rude back. If you're disrespectful to me, I'm going to be disrespectful back. I pride this channel on being a no bullshit policy channel. I'm not the person to watch if you want me to pander, or if people want to dictate what I talk about, who I talk about, when I talk about them. If you're nice to me, I'll be nice back. If you're respectful to me, I'll be respectful to you. If you're mean to me, I'm gonna be mean back. If you're aggressive towards me and rude, I'm gonna be aggressive and rude back. I hope you can understand that and maybe take away something from this end of the video. But yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please feel free to leave a comment down below, and if you want any sources or citations, again, it's linked down below in the description. And until next time, I will catch you guys next week for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend.